Hi Aries, welcome to your fortnightly check-in with me, Raphael from Radiant Reality. It's an absolute pleasure to have you. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for joining me. Quick note, these readings are for your sun, moon and ascendant sign. So whether you're a sun, moon or rising sign Aries, this is for you. And I always advise that you watch all three to get a clearer, more complete picture of how they're going to speak to you. With that said, remember they are general readings. Not everything's going to resonate with everybody, and that is just fine. You should always use your own discernment. With that said, these are purely tarot. There's no astrology in these, so watch them for whichever one resonates the most with you. Before we start, as always, I would like to bless my decks of cards with all forms of love, light, peace, prosperity and abundance. And I pray that the messages that come through are ultimately clear and concise, and they help us all on our paths, or you on your path to your highest vibrational good. So Aries, let's have a look at your cross purposes this week. What are the things that you need to watch out for, and how may they get in your way? This week you have the Lovers card, right? So the first thing that came to my mind when I saw this was, doing things by committee. Whether this is a partner, whether it's a friend, whether it's a family member, etc. It's like this week, this fortnight, I kind of feel like the cross purposes here is that you're going to try to second guess yourself, which isn't something that something that you usually do, right? Usually Aries is, exactly what you're doing, exactly where you're going, but there's an element of this that kind of suggests on the overall, it's one of two things, right? One, this could be some kind of analysis paralysis because there are too many options available to you. And two, this could be where you're trying to check in with somebody for their thoughts or opinions on what it is that you're planning to do. And actually, that's not the way to go, right? It's not about doing things by committee over this next 2 weeks. With this, you have the Four of Pentacles. So this is very likely in regards to a financial matter, potentially to do with the home and or your property as well. This is very much a too many irons in the fire, or too many cooks in the, if you don't know if you've ever heard that saying, too many cooks spoil the broth. And it's why? Because everybody has a different way or taste or opinion on whatever it is that's supposed to be going in, right? So this is something that I want you to really consider over this next fortnight. For your actions and interactions with the world at large, you've got the Four of Wands, nice, with the Three of Wands, wow, and the Ten of Swords. Okay, so this really does say to me that there is a potential for some really great advancement in your life over this next 2 weeks. There's a reason for you to celebrate, but straight on, like almost simultaneously to that, you're getting either some kind of challenging news or a path is being closed to you. That's one way that you could look at this. So it's like the things that you're trying to action, you get some really good news about things moving ahead, and then all of a sudden, one of these options, and this is interesting as well because I said there might be too many options, right? One of these looks like it's going to be closed to you, and it's almost like maybe you say to the universe, you know what, I got these two paths ahead of me, and one of them I really want, and the other one I'm not too sure about, but they're both really great opportunities. Which way do I go? One of these opportunities will be taken away from you, closed down, shut down, taken off the table, whatever the case may be. It's not personal, but this will be the decision made for you, right? So show up where you can. The other thing that I will also say here as well, I wouldn't be surprised if there is a naysayer within your midst in some way, shape or form. Watch out for the dream killers this fortnight, okay? For your career and your communications, you've got the Two of Pentacles. You've got the Six of Wands, beautiful, and the Page of Cups. This is, look at this, right? You've got the Six of Wands with the Four of Wands. That is good news when it comes to the career, the vocation, and or the studies. If you are studying or in some form of academia, this is you. So for those of you that are specifically, studying uni, all the rest of it, it looks like you're passing your exams, you're getting really great results. And also you're advancing to the next stage of things, but like almost before you are supposed to, which I actually really like for you. For those of you that are employed by somebody else, this could be a project comes to a successful conclusion here. But what's interesting is because you've got the Page of Cups with the Ten of Swords, there's almost like that, and this is the same for people that study, for long periods of time. Once you finish, you kind of there's like this droop because you've been burning so bright, so hard for so long that adrenaline sort of being pulled away. It's like, okay, well, what do I do now? So if you're employed, whatever project comes to an end, it comes to a satisfactory conclusion, and it actually has really great implications for your future. So don't let that stress, like, don't let it coming to an end stress you out, because it means that something more aligned to what you really want to do as opposed to what you have to do is going to come off the back of this. It's almost like you've paid your dues in the career sector. Sorry, as you can tell, my allergies are driving me insane. For those of you that are self-employed, business owner, entrepreneur, solopreneur, people that work for themselves, I love this for you, because this is not only successful completions of projects, but this is you cementing a deal of some sort that you have been working on or towards for quite some time. And you're starting to implement and integrate all of the things on the daily level that you need in order for this to be successful. So I love it. For those of you that are retired, no longer working, or for any reason, this actually looks like you are picking back up a hobby of some kind, and you are going in for something that you really enjoy. This is about finding what works for you and really pursuing that in a way that feels sort of heart focused and led. I love it. I really love it. For your love and relations, you have the Magician card, okay, with the 8 of Wands, okay, and the Judgment card. So 2 things here. The first one, this is a blast from the past when it comes to relationships. So for those of you that are single and looking to mingle, this could be a reconnection with someone from the past. However, for a lot of you, it looks like you're the person doing the reaching out. So maybe you are contacting somebody, or, you know, someone that you used to date, someone that you used to be with. Now, that Magician card is Mercury energy. The 8 of Wands is Mercury in Sagittarius energy. And then you've got the Judgment card here. So there's definitely blast from the past kind of energy. But the challenge that it looks like you have here, I'm going to say this straight up, Aries. If you tried to game the system, as in if you tried to lie, if you tried to tell a half truth or whatever, you're going to be found out really quickly. And so my advice to you would be, just be honest and upfront about why it is that you're reaching out to this person. If this is somebody that reaches out to you and it's the other way around, ask the question outright. What do you want? All right, just keep it on that really plain, clear, even keel. And don't just listen with your ears, listen with your feelings as well, all right? Because that's really going to help you determine where you go from there and whether it's a viable option for you. Something is about to shift or change in the love life, though, for a lot of you. When it comes to your... for those of you that are partnered, married, or in long-term commitments, this could be that you and your partner are spending an extended period of time away from each other over this next fortnight, or some change in your or the partner's career comes up and it potentially says that, you know what, whereas before we spent sort of, you know, every day with each other because we were both working from home, that changes now. So one of us goes back out to the office, or one of us is on the road in some regard. Another way that this could show up as well is for those of you that have had partners who have had chronic health problems and or situations. This could be some really good news about that moving on. And for those of you that are looking to purchase land and or homes, this actually bodes very well. For your money and materials, you've got the 9 of Swords with the 5 of Swords and the Ace of Swords, right? So it does look like there are some hard conversations about money this fortnight. That 9 of Swords with the 5 of Swords, this is something that's been on your mind or bothering you for quite some time, maybe even giving you sleepless nights. And with that Ace of Swords, this is you at the point now where you're kind of saying, no, I'm ready for something else. This has to change, right? I'm not going to keep having this experience. And I actually really like that for a lot of you, because there's a sense here that whatever you're losing on this in the cross purposes, you're gaining in another way. So there is like a lot of clarity coming around finances, but it's going to require some really hard, possibly, you know, maybe not explosive, but certainly loud conversations. When it comes to your physical health and vitality, this is for those of you that have been waiting for results or had, like I said, problems or health problems, issues. I'm not a doctor. I can't give you medical advice. This isn't that. It's not a substitute for it either. But this is a change coming to the health that's been a long time coming. It's like I'm hearing a lot of you saying, I finally got an answer that I can understand or that makes sense. And then when it comes to your home and your environment, the 9 of Swords there, especially with the 5 of Swords and the Ace, it looks like there's some, this could be either a problem with so if you rent, maybe this is tough, challenging situations around the contract. If you own your own home, this is potentially some kind of work that needs to be done on or with the home, and it's like you can't find a decent price. Another way that this potentially shows up as well is there could be problems, challenges, or issues with neighbours. All right. With that said, though, all in all, this is actually quite a decent reading. With that said, I wish you an abundance of all of that good stuff. Let me know in the comments how it shapes up. Take care, and I'll see you soon.